Hello, my name is m3ter. I'm a software engineer at m3ter, and I'm going to walk you through our new AWS Marketplace integration. And to start, let's assume we're a software as a service provider. We have a demo marketplace listing with a couple pricing dimensions set up. And this integration is designed to support usage-based pricing models, and our demo product, for example, tracks dimensions such as compute and storage, and we expect to submit usage data for these via the m3ter platform. And one important setup detail, our integration also expects pricing dimensions to be configured with a 1 cent charge per unit in AWS. This allows m3ter to fully control pricing logic as well as metering accuracy. Now for this demo, I've got a m3ter configuration set up in advance and already had some usage data ingested into the platform. I'll walk through two scenarios showing different ways the integration can be set up, and to support that, I've got two test accounts here representing hypothetically subscribed customers to our marketplace listing. In the first, for example, this customer has a bill where they've used a certain amount of compute and storage and accumulated so far a bill of 6 cents. Now, setting up the integration is pretty straightforward. We head to the integrations tab, select the AWS tile. And now first we need to create a set of credentials, and this allows m3ter to submit usage data to AWS on our behalf. We specified the AWS account and the role to use. I've already set up an IAM role in my AWS account with all the relevant permissions for this. Details on how to do this can be found in the m3ter documentation. We create. Now in the credential setup, we now need to create an integration config. We select Bill Integration, head over to the config settings, and in here we have a couple settings that allow us to tailor our configuration a bit. For this demo, I'll reduce the scope of the config to just that one account via the account filter. Then we scroll down and we need to specify how we want to split bill items. For this scenario, we want to match the aggregations on our bill to dimensions in our listing so that compute line items gets mapped to compute dimensions and storage line items gets matched against storage dimensions. Now for that, we pick the item per aggregation option and then we create. And with our configuration created, we enable it by clicking in and connecting it to the credentials we created earlier. Now it's enabled. Now since we selected the split by aggregation option, we need to map aggregations we care about to the pricing dimensions. To do that, we go to the external mappings tab, click create external mapping. We map the m3ter aggregation to the external AWS dimension, compute aggregation to compute dimension, and we do the same for storage. Then the last thing we need is a mapping for our marketplace subscriptions. When a customer subscribes to our marketplace listing and we fulfill the subscription, AWS resolves for us a customer identifier. With that, we map a m3ter account to this external AWS customer identifier, and that's it for the setup. Now I've showed all this setup via the UI, but everything I've done so far is actionable via the API. Now more practically, these steps can be automated end to end to create these mappings at the point of subscription. Now back in our account, if we head to the bill, I can recalculate this and it will pick up the new integration setup and submit the corresponding usage data to AWS. We can then reload the page and we see we have a successful integration. If I click into that to check the logs, we can see we submitted 2 cents worth of usage for compute and 4 cents for storage. And this matches what we expect from our bill. Now say we want to simplify our marketplace listing, and instead of having multiple pricing dimensions, we only make use of one. In this case, I've got this other account, which we'll use, and we just like to map the bill total across all line items to a single pricing dimension on our listing. This account has a bill for 4 cents, and we can achieve our desired setup with a slightly different configuration. Heading back to the integrations tab, I will create a second configuration. I'll apply for the other account, and then we select the option to split by bill this time. Now for this option, we map the dimension right here in the configuration. I'll pick the total dimension, and that's it. We create the config. And just like before, we enable the configuration as well as set up the account mapping. Now if we head back to our bill, click recalculate, then reload, again we see a successful integration. The logs this time telling us m3ter has submitted 4 cents worth of usage against the dimension, matching what is on our bill. That brings us to the end of this demo. Thanks for watching.